Hi, hello everyone. I'm Amanpreet Singh of PGPM batch 22. I have chosen the topic of non-performing assets for uh, the the video project of IEP. Uh, so let's start. First, basically, what is NPA? A net performing asset refers to a classification for loans or advances that are in a default. Non-performing assets are an outcome when borrower intentionally defaults on loan payments or is unable to repay the loan due to any reason. Non-recovery or partial recovery of loans has an impact on the bank's balance sheet and income statement items in the form of reduction in interest earned on loan assets and increase in provisions of NPA. At present, NPA is a major issue faced by Indian economy. Bank frauds have been an integral part of Indian financial history. In 1913, John Maynard Keynes, after surveying the state of banking in the country, wrote in Indian currency and finance, in a country so dangerous for banking as India should be conducted on the safest possible principles. His warning have proven prophetic. Bad loans are not new concept. It was also present during the East India Company. The year 2017 was the 150th anniversary of the failure of Presidency Bank of Bombay. It was stable and run prudently till the mid 1860s. After that, PBB started issuing loans recklessly against shares of private companies and even on just personal security. If one reads into the details of PBB scam as given in Amya Kumar Bagichi's History of State Bank of India, the scam is not all that different from the recent events at PNB. The main difference is that while PBB failed, hopefully neither PNB nor any other PSU bank is headed in that direction. But still, in this decade, many banks collapsed due to increasing NPA and then they merged with other big banks to safeguard the economy at the expense of taxpayers' money. Some recent example like Yes Bank, Syndicate Bank, Dena Bank, Vijaya Bank, etc. Government did a trial run kind of thing on the Bank of Baroda by merging three banks, Bank of Baroda, Dena Bank and Vijaya Bank, to decrease bank to decrease the bad loans, the chances of bad loans, and to improve the condition of banks. Also, the merger will help to reduce the operating cost of the banks. Uh, uh, so government find it that the merger is successful and they are able to improve the condition of those three banks. After 1 year or we can say last year, government merged the 10 PSUs into 4 big banks called as the mega merger to safeguard the economy from increasing bad loans. Before merger, government also tried to inject money like 80,000 crore in 2017-18 and 1.06 lakh crore in 2018-19 to improve the condition of bank, but all are in vain. If you compare public sector and private sector banks, public sector loan default rate is higher. Main reason behind this is relaxed lending norms, especially for the corporates when their financial status and credit rating is not analyzed properly. Also, to face competition, banks are hugely selling unsecured loans, which attributes to the level of NPAs. Apart from this, public sector bank also face the political pressure also. If we talk about the COVID effect, a stress test conducted by RBI suggests that the COVID crisis could push the Indian banks' gross bad loans to their highest in nearly 2 decades. To improve this condition of bad loans, government needed to take some steps like forming a separate board from government interference, which will work only for banks and government will not intervene in their work. Apart from them, bank need to raise money to improve the bank condition, and after that they need to increase the due diligence and other legal proceedings to decrease the default rate of bank. Bank can raise capital by decreasing the duration of unclaimed deposit in the enterprise by implementing Service Act strictly. Bank also need to do some structural changes to improve the working of the bank. They can keep the private bank as a role model because their NPL is low. So basically, NPL are the biggest concern at present because it will impact the economy or in economy very badly because it's impacting in all sectors, not a specific sectors. That's it. Thank you.